Welcome to the Poor Man's Gourmet Kitchen, where we share gourmet recipes at a low-budget wonder. Now check this out. I'm using ground pork sausage. I'm going to add some hoisin and a little bit of oyster sauce, some carrots, and some scallions. And last but not least, some garlic with some black pepper. Get right into it, fully incorporate it until it looks like this. Now, to get started, we have our Peking Ravioli, or as you call them, Potstickers, wrappers. Wet the entire ring all the way around the outside of the wrapper. Just water. Dab a little bit of your ground pork. Be careful not to overcrowd it. Fold it in half like a taco. And I like to take my index finger and press here in the middle to make sure it's a perfect half moon shape before I start to fold on this left side. Then, working my fingers back and forth, I fold much like a pie crust look. Just fold and press. Fold and press. Very simple. A little tedious maybe, but this is how it's done. You only fold and press on one side. Just like this. Now once you've pressed, you can fit it all the way around, make it a little better shape, give it that half moon look, and you're done. One pot sticker ready to go. Now if you want to cut your time in half, just start the same thing all over again. Get it wet, put your pork in, fold it in half so you can start making your pleats. But make your pleats half the distance, and you cut half the time of putting these things together. And as you can see, it's perfectly uniform and ready to go. Now we're ready to steam. Of course, we're going to need some boiling water, a metal strainer, and a cabbage leaf or bok choy leaf, whatever you got. Keeps the wrapper from sticking as the dough cooks in the steam. And you just load them all the way around. You don't have to be perfect, but just make sure they're not touching each other. Lid on for 7 minutes, and this is what you get. Perfectly cooked, steamed pot stickers. You can eat them like this, or you can do the pan-fried method, and it's just enough oil to coat the bottom of the pan on medium-high heat. as I show you, I can throw one in because it's hot, but you just sear the bottom and then throw them on paper towels. Got some water here and some tempura dipping sauce just to make it easy. And we'll plate this and load in our pot stickers one at a time. Normal appetizer amount is 4 pot stickers. And there you have it, Peking raviolis, or as we call them, pot stickers, right here in the Poor Man's Gourmet Kitchen. Thank you for watching, and be sure to stop by PoorMansGourmetKitchen.com for more recipes and exact ingredients. Start by cutting some fresh scallions, fresh cilantro, fresh ginger, bell pepper, julienne, and some shoestring carrots, and last but not least, some fresh garlic. With this beautiful array of fresh ingredients, we'll be making some tasty shrimp dumplings. Taking our peeled and deveined shrimp through a meat grinder, we will be able to conform the shrimp into a shape that's manageable for a wonton wrapper. But if you don't have a meat grinder at your disposal, using the old-fashioned knife technique is just fine. And once it's cut and all ground up, we can start adding all of our fresh ingredients. Also a little dab of soy sauce and some sesame oil. Once we give that a little bit of a stir, we're going to add some black pepper. And this is how you want it to look when it's all mixed in. And again, using our Nasoya wraps, we'll start making our shrimp dumplings. Lay it flat on your palm, and with a dab of water, go around all of the outside edges. Then adding a heaping tablespoon of our shrimp mixture, we'll fold in each corner one at a time, like folding a paper airplane. Pinch up through the center, and they'll stick. Fold each side again, pinch up the center, allow it to stick, and work the other sides, forming a star shape. Just squeeze firmly and it'll seal right up, and there in the middle as well. And there you go, one shrimp dumpling. But if you'd like an easier way to do it, just take the same heaping tablespoon in the center and fold them over corner to corner right in half like a taco, and seal them up. It's that easy. But if you want to make it fun and take it one step further, all you have to do is the traditional wonton fold to the back, and take the sides and fold them to the front with one dab of water on the corner. Press firmly and it'll hold. Just like that. Now here's my steam tray lined with leaves. You can use cabbage, spinach, lettuce, bok choy leaves, anything that will ensure that the shrimp dumpling doesn't tear when you try to remove them after the steaming process. Steaming only takes 7 minutes from the time that you cover with a lid. Now's a good time to make your sauce. But if you want the dipping sauce recipe, you'll have to wait till the end of the video for the link. And here's our beautiful steamed shrimp dumplings. And as you can see, they lift right up off of those leaves. If you're pan frying your shrimp dumplings, just 1/8 inch of oil across the bottom of your pan on medium heat will get the bottoms cooked exactly the way you want them. And you can reach right in with your fingers, and as you see, a nice golden color. And every restaurant dabs them on paper towels just to get rid of the grease. Right before you plate. And there you have it, steamed and pan-fried shrimp dumplings right here in the Poor Man's Gourmet kitchen. And make sure that you click here for this dipping sauce recipe. Thank you for watching, and be sure to stop by PoorMansGourmetKitchen.com for more recipes and exact ingredients. Here I've got about a ½ pound of ground pork, and I'm going to just dust the top here with a little bit of ginger powder and garlic powder. Then I'll just get my hand in there and mix it up thoroughly. Now here I've got some wonton wrappers and a little bit of water. And to get these started, you want to just dab it with a little bit of water down the front two edges of both sides. And then we're going to take about a half teaspoon of this pork mix, put it right in the center, fold it over in half diagonally, and you want to crease both sides and make sure there's no air pocket. Then you fold the top flap behind and then the two sides over. And you want that to stick, so we're going to dab a little bit of water and apply a little pressure, and you're done. There's really nothing to it. And once you get as many of those out as you'd like, you're ready to take it to the steamer. Now the trick to this is to make sure the wontons don't stick to the pan or to each other. So you lay down some leaves like this, bok choy, cabbage, even lettuce will work. And that'll keep them from sticking. Just throw your wontons down over the top and you're ready to go. Just a couple inches of water in this pot is all it's going to take to steam for 7 minutes. In the meantime, you want to make your red sauce, and I've got about a cup of soy here, and I'm going to add some garlic. I just want to make sure I get every bit of it in there. Now I'm going to add some white vinegar, and I'm going to balance that out with some sugar. Now some chili oil, some chili paste, a little bit of sesame oil, and some canola oil. Then just give these ingredients a good mix. By now our wontons should be done. You can sneak a peek and see what they look like. All you gotta do is decide how many of them you want in a bowl and take a couple ounces of that sauce right over the top. Then just garnish with some green onion and a little bit of cilantro. And there you have it. Red sauce wontons right here in the Poor Man's Gourmet Kitchen. Thank you for watching, and be sure to stop by PoorMansGourmetKitchen.com for more recipes and exact ingredients. Here I've got about 2 pounds of chicken feet. You normally get these at an Asian market, but I found them at my grocer for about $3. And the first thing you want to do is take off the toenails, and you can do this with a knife or you can do it with scissors. Just be sure to get the back one too. And when you're done, it should look something like this. Now you just want to add them to a pot of boiling water. Make sure they're completely submerged, and you're going to cook them for about an hour and a half. In the meantime, cut some bell pepper and some scallions. And when the time's up, you should have some nice, tender chicken feet. But we don't want to eat them like this. We want to strain out all that water and make sure that they're completely dried out before we put that nice crispy outside when we fry. And to do that, you're going to need about a half cup of self-rising flour. And you're just going to put those chicken feet right in it, and you're going to give it a shake and toss it so they're fully coated. And you want to let this sit for about 10 minutes before you take it to the fryer. Now if you want a spicy recipe, I recommend mixing mayonnaise with some sweet chili sauce. This is what I use for my firecracker shrimp, and I'll post that at the end of this video if you're interested. But for this recipe, I'm going to mix a little bit of tempura dipping sauce with a little bit of rice vinegar, some honey, a little mayonnaise, wasabi, and once we mix that all together, you can touch up with a little bit of sesame oil. And just give it a taste to make sure you like it. Then I drop each one of these in the fryer for about 8 to 12 minutes at 375 degrees. And when they're done, they should look something like this. Then just drop them into a bowl and hit it with a little bit of table salt, just like you would French fries, and give that a toss. Then pour that wasabi soy marinade right over the top. And last but not least, drop in those chopped bell peppers and scallions. and once again, give it a toss. And for a little extra flavoring, just dust the top with some bonito flakes. And there you have it, fried chicken feet right here in the Poor Man's Gourmet kitchen. Thank you for watching, and be sure to stop by PoorMansGourmetKitchen.com for more recipes and exact ingredients.
Okay, what you see here is preparation to make crab wontons. And what we're going to do first is go over a few of the ingredients. Obviously you need the crab, and I'm going with the real deal, none of that artificial crap. And right here you can see I've got the wonton wrappers. I've got the cream cheese here in the back. The filling with the cream cheese and the crab is going to be diced bell pepper, scallions, cilantro, and I have a squeeze of lemon in there. And I'll be cooking all that with some Meishu cooking Japanese wine and a little bit of this tempura dipping sauce. And I use that because it has a few other sweetening ingredients in there that really just flavor it up really nice. And then when we're done frying everything, we're going to use this sweet chili sauce that you use for spring rolls for the dipping sauce of the crab wonton. So the next step, separating the crab from the legs here. Okay, now we've got all that separated. So you can see I've got some nice leg meat there. I've probably got about almost a whole cup's worth out of one whole crab. You can see. And what I usually do is I do it in the oven. That way the boil doesn't steal all the flavor that you get naturally in the meat, okay? Plus, it gives me a hot stove that I can take cold cream cheese and get to room temperature a little bit quicker. I just set that on top of the stove while I cook the crab legs, and then, you know, you get a real nice soft cream cheese. Now, moving to the stove, we're going to take these ingredients here, the bell pepper, the garlic, the scallions, and cilantro, with the Meishu and the tempura dipping sauce. All right, now we're going to saute everything. Now is a good time also to turn on your oil. You're going to be frying these wontons, of course, so it's good to get that all heated up and whatnot while you're doing the sauteing. And start out with the oil, and I've got the garlic and scallions, the peppers, stir. We're doing it fairly hot here. And just a little bit of the Meishu cooking wine. Don't need a whole lot of it. And the tempura dipping sauce. Don't need a whole lot of that either. That all mixed up, incorporated. Squeeze the lemon. Add the crab meat. And we'll give it a stir. Okay, you can kill your heat. It only just takes a minute or two there for that. It's not a big deal. Kill it. Don't worry about salt and pepper. Pepper would be all right, but salt, don't worry about it because it's already got enough from the crab and the tempura dipping sauce because it has soy in it. Over here, we're going to take the cream cheese out, put it in the bowl, and we're going to combine everything that we just sauteed with the cilantro. Okay, now there you go. Got the cream cheese loaded in the bowl, and all I did was dump the goods over the top of the cream cheese. And the beauty of it having it room temperature already, adding the sauteed crab, the scallions, the bell pepper, the heat of it is going to help this mixture really well and get that cream cheese spread out throughout the whole thing. With the cilantro in there as well. And we'll just stir that up and get it ready. There we go. You can see it's really well incorporated. At this point, you want to just throw some saran wrap over it, throw it in the fridge, and let it set back up so you have a more solid base to work with when you start spooning it into the wontons. I'm not going to do that at this point for the purposes of the video, and my hungry girl is here at the house. I'm going to go ahead and spoon it into one here and show you how to get it done. Okay, now this is really simple. There's a couple different ways that you can do a wonton, and the traditional way for the crab cream cheese wonton is a little bit difficult, a little more difficult, that is, than the standard, and I'm going to show you that one first because this is the way this really should be done. All you do is you wet the outsides with this water, is what I'm doing right now. You spoon up your cheese right in the middle. You don't want to go too much. If you go too much, you're not going to be able to close it up, okay? Now the trick is picking it up here and taking these opposite corners, okay? You don't want to go on the same line with the corners. You're going to go opposite corners, okay? And you're going to pinch them all the way to the middle, okay? You're going to stop at that point. You're going to turn it the other direction and do the same thing with the adjacent corners. And you do that to the center, and it forms this nice, pretty-looking Chinese star. Okay? See that? And then that baby's ready for frying. Okay, now that we've got that one set aside, let me show you the other way that you probably know traditionally that you have in like wonton soups and whatnot, fried wontons. And you do the same thing here in wetting your sides. You can do just these two sides, or you can do the whole thing. It doesn't matter. And then you just spoon that little amount of cream cheese in there. And then all you do here is you just fold the corners over, right? If you already know this, then fine. If this is the way you want to do it, and you can whip them out faster, I don't blame you, because you'll get more of them done this way at a quicker pace. Make sure that air's out of there. Okay, now at this point, this is where you fold the top over, the top flap, and then you bring this over, and I usually do a dab of water right there too to make sure that it seals. Okay, see how nice and pretty that is? It kind of looks like a scarf. See that? And then either are ready for frying. Now let's go throw them both in so you can see what they look like. Here we go. This this oil's ready to go. I know it is because I cheated and already tried one of these and it was delicious. But anyway, all you got to do is throw them in there. The oil's probably about 350 where you want your frying. And as you can see, they float to the top and they turn color fairly quickly. All I do is just kind of give them a toss. But I'll usually throw about 6 to 10 in here, however many I can fit. I'm using a smaller pot today, but I'll throw in several at once and then just pull them out when they're ready. And there you have it. Just like that. Either way you want to do it. Right here in the Poor Man's Gourmet kitchen.